May he not come suddenly and find you sleeping. I don't suppose that any of us are really good at waiting. I know I'm not. Waiting carries with it the sense of time that could be otherwise be used more productively. We're all busy. We have places to go and things to do. We have responsibilities to others. Kids need to get to sports, dance, karate, and a host of other activities. We have obligations at work that often extend past regular work hours. We have social lives and gatherings and sporting events to attend. We care for family and friends who need our help. To have to wait in traffic or in a line, or to have to wait for someone who's running late can be annoying and exasperating. We use our cell phones or tablets to try and compensate, but truth be told, often we use them to occupy time and not to make productive use of time. But all of that is real, and somehow our task is to find Jesus in all of that busyness and stay close to him. Waiting for Jesus requires a completely different attitude and understanding. In today's gospel, Jesus tells us the story of a man who goes on a trip. And before he goes, he gives each of his servants a different area of responsibility to attend to in his absence. The expectation is that each worker will improve his area by increasing wealth, investing wisely, making things more efficient, finding new markets. There is no date by which time the owner is expected to return, so each must attend immediately to the task at hand. By now, the point of the story becomes clearer. Each was assigned an area of responsibility in accordance with their talents. For each person, there was an expectation of positive growth in their area of responsibility, and none know when the man will return. And that's where we find ourselves at the beginning of Advent, a time when we are reminded of our need to be watchful, ready to meet Jesus when he comes again. Each of us is blessed with unique talents, and God expects that we will use those talents for the benefit of others. At some point in time, as yet unknown to us, Jesus will return, and there will be an accounting of our lives and how we have glorified him by lives lived loving him with every fiber of our being and loving others as ourselves. Waiting as a follower of Christ, then, is very different from any other waiting we do, because it is key to our salvation. We don't wait by thinking that we have to be holy and ready by Christmas or by the end of the year. We don't resolve that by the end of 2024, we will then be better followers of his word. There is an immediacy to our efforts because we don't know when that time will come when we are called to account. We need to make every moment of waiting for Jesus spiritually productive, not by using cell phones and tablets, but by opening our hearts and inviting Jesus, who is with us every day, to come into every event in our lives so that we can live with him and get to know him better. St. John Henry Newman, the patron saint of our Newman Center, had a wonderful turn of phrase when he wrote in his sermon for this Sunday of Advent about how those who wait for Jesus with sensitivity and joy have learned to live in the smile of Christ. When Jesus left his disciples and ascended into heaven, he left them and us with his teachings. He left his church to aid in growing and preserving holiness through Mass, devotions, and prayer. He left them and us with his Spirit to give us the courage and guidance to remain in his love. As we wait We use the time to develop a personal rhythm that will keep us close to Him, a rhythm of prayer and devotion, of adoration and reception of the sacraments, especially the Eucharist, so that we don't fall into the trap of falling asleep while waiting, a sleep that allows sin to enter and remain in our lives. The result of this productive, sensitive waiting is the joy that comes with being prepared. The coming of Christ is filled with the joy and anticipation of the arrival of the best friend that we will ever have. We are filled with that nervous excitement that we feel when a special person is coming to visit and is delayed. But our response to delay is not disappointment. Rather, we rush to use the time to improve the welcome for Jesus even more. So this week, I would ask that we all take a moment during our time of prayer to ask Jesus for the grace to persevere in making the best welcome for Him we can, making of ourselves a gift of love and fidelity. Ask for the strength of the Spirit to continue to guide us in the use of our talents in service to others to support their journey toward salvation. Ask for the awareness of the love and friendship of Jesus Christ that allows us to live in His smile. May He not come suddenly and find you sleeping. Amen.